Hey guys, Scott back again with another beer dissection video. Depending on when you're watching this, I had picked up a Goose Island 12-pack compilation. There was roughly 4 beers, 3 beers of each. Those of you not familiar with Goose Island, I think many of you are, but if you ever see that green pack, they have a Goose Island IPA with like this white, grayish goose on the cover. That's the one that most people are familiar with. But they put out this compilation. Again, it's called Beer Hugger or Beer Hug. It's like a pink and gray box. I'll probably have it pop over my shoulder here as as I edit this video. Most of them are IPAs, hazy IPAs to regular IPAs. So if you're interested in that pack, take a look at it. I like compilations because you can kind of taste multiple beers from the same brewery and get a kind of a profile on it. Goose Island, I thought it was mainly out of Michigan. They're advertising it as in Chicago, Illinois from 1988, at least per this can. They do say that it's brewed and packaged in Chicago and Fort Collins, Colorado, because Goose Island was purchased by AB InBev, also known as Budweiser, several years ago. Their beers in general have been very good. I mean, I haven't had most of these in this pack, but for the most part, some people kind of poo-poo when they get bought out by big beer because sometimes they lose quality. In most cases, they keep the same brewers and they produce the same beer, but maybe over years and time, maybe it loses a little quality, and that's the consumer's choice, depending on what they're having it. So this one was called the Beer Hug 12-pack. This one that I'm reviewing today is Neon Beer Hug. Okay, if you can see that. Again, a little kitschy kind of box that came in. I'll have it pop over my shoulder if you're looking for this. This is 7% alcohol, Neon Beer Hug IPA. Again, most of them, I haven't at the filming of this video, I haven't reviewed all the beers yet, but the ones I've done so far have been IPAs. And have a lot of things mixed in there with that. So again, there's not much other identifying information. Best buy date by April of 2023. So, in a few months. So, reasonably fresh. I mean, I can't complain about that. 10,000 volts of flavor, it says on the can here. Okay, if you don't believe me. All right, we'll be the judge of that. If any of you guys do review this, I know some of you are beer tubers. Chime in below on what your opinion is on this. But again, Goose Island, very solid, economical beer. I've always bought the other one that I mentioned about the Goose Island IPA. I've been at the filming of this video right now that we're watching. I've reviewed a couple. Was decent. One wasn't very good. So I'm hoping this one outperforms a little bit. The alcohol percentage, like I said, is 7%. One of them I reviewed from them was like 9-something%, which is like crazy. Okay. All right. So I got my typical tulip pint here. Let's pour this bad boy into it and let's take a look at this beer. Okay. And these are cans, by the way. If you didn't notice when I quickly flashed it on the screen. Okay. So I'm not going to pour all the way up, but so we got a crystal clear, dark straw, light gold, depending on how you like to, use the descriptors here, beer. Very pretty looking beer. I didn't pour it that aggressively, so I got about a half an inch of white, pretty dense bubbles head on there, which is what we're looking for. None of these I've reviewed so far have been classified as New England IPA. So, if it was a New England IPA, I would expect some haze here, which I don't see. I don't really knock beers for haze or lack thereof, at least as far as IPAs are concerned, because many of them don't even say they're New England IPAs, and there's haze, and then vice versa. But again, very pretty looking beer. So let's take a sniff of the aroma. Okay, so I kind of get like a little bit of pineapple, a little bit. kind of a sugary white grape I always perceive sometimes with this. Maybe a light mandarin, not full-blown orange. I've tasted more that had more dominance in orange. Maybe like a clementine rind. Clementines are really big in season right now. So I've smelt a lot of them recently. Like I said, light pineapple, orange, malt. I'm getting that white bread crust type of character. Maybe a light peach, with the aroma. But it smells nice. It's very pleasant, smelling. So just overall, the aroma is very nice. So cheers, guys. Okay, the easy part is very similar aroma. The malt profile, you still get that white bread. Nothing's dominating here, though. I'm not dominating the malt and or the hops, which sometimes is good when you want balanced beer, but it is an IPA, so you expect the hops are going to dominate. This is not like a Belgian dark strong or something like that. Medium carbonation, no astringency here, no alcoholic warmth at, what did I say it was at? 7%, which is kind of hitting that cusp of where I would expect it. There was one that I reviewed that was very boozy. Again, I get that sugary white grape. Even the aftertaste. Again, maybe slight peach, slight pineapple. Everything I'm saying is slight, because that's exactly what it is. There's nothing that's really dominating in this beer. There's medium to medium high carbonation. The body on it is kind of medium bodied. But I think the flavor, the malt and or hops that are lingering there, kind of fleets away very quickly. Sorry, I'm taking it in a little bit. Maybe in the aftertaste there's a little bit of peach. So listen, there's definitely, being an IPA, you're going to find other IPAs that are going to be a lot more hop dominant than this. And IPAs, if I see IPA, I expect hops going to be the showcase. There's certain styles of beer I expect the malt to be the showcase. And there's certain styles I expect to see a balance between the two with it. When I see this one is not showcasing either. Is it a horrible beer that I would stick my nose up at? No. It's enough carbonation, it's clear, it's reasonably, it smells pretty good, the aroma's pretty good, the flavor. I would use this, pairing some chilies, that would cut through. There's enough bitterness and carbonation to cut through some of that as far as chili or tacos. Maybe like a light flank steak, lightly seasoned, things like that. Seafood wise, you could probably get away with, a fish and chips. There's enough, even though there's more caramelization in the fish, something like this would still cut through a lot of the fattiness with fish and chips type of thing with the French fries. So again, it's not a horrible beer by any stretch, but it's not it seems like it doesn't know where to go. We either go towards the malt or go towards the hops. Being an IPA, I expect a little more bitterness. Again, this is very, my opinion is low to moderate bitterness. I get a little bit, it almost drinks like a New England IPA, not like a typical American IPA or West Coast IPA. So again, it's refreshing. I mean, you know, if someone gave this to me, a friend gave this to me, I wouldn't stick my nose at it and go, what the hell did they do to me? It's not bad. It's actually one of the better ones I've reviewed, and I've reviewed 2 others at the filming of this. Out of the 3 of them, this is the better one as far as the taste and flavor and aroma is. But it's like, again, I don't judge beers on the color and the clarity of it unless it's completely unfit for the style. But I mean, maybe there's a little light honey in the malt. Not light honey as far as 2,3-pentadione oxidation. I think this is actually pretty fresh. But it's okay. I mean, I would rank this beer as far as grades. Again, I've been on and again, off again with the grading system. C plus, B minus. You know, again, I consider a C plus, B minus one of those beers that, you know, if you had it in your refrigerator, someone gave it to you at a party, or you know, you'd be like, yeah, it's okay, it's good. But you know, an IPA, you expect either the aroma or the flavor hops to be a little more dominant. Here, it's kind of a little too balanced, to be honest with you. I think you need to have a little more dominance in the hops. I'm not expecting this to be like, because of the price point on this batch of 12, and we know Goose Island was bought out by AB InBev, so they may cut a few corners. It's an okay beer. Again, if you had it at a friend's house, you'd be like, yeah, it's okay. But, you know, if I want to be a little more critical, it's just not, you know, there. But again, out of the 3 beers, I did a hazy one. There's a tropical one, which you'd expect tropical fruit. This is probably one of the better ones of the 3 that I've done so far. I think there's only one other one I haven't reviewed yet in this pack at the filming of this video. So let me smell one more time. Yeah, so again, I get that sugary grape, white grape smell, aroma. Light pineapple, light mango. Really no grapefruit, which it's not a knock to the beer, because but a lot of times you get IPAs with some grapefruit. Light mandarin maybe. Or that clementine. Okay. So again, guys, it's one of those average beers. You happen to pick up the 12-pack, and again, I may have had already pop up over my shoulder. You may enjoy this. I mean, you know, for some people that, you know, this is not a very aggressive beer with hops or malt, so you may actually enjoy it. For me, it's just kind of like, yeah, it's okay. You know, I have other cans. Like I said, I think they gave us 3 of each beer. I'll drink it and not think anything of it, but if we want to be critical, and that's why I do these beer reviews, it's just kind of a middle range, you know, beer. All right, guys. So anyway, have a good one. Till next time. Take care.